Hi, this is Craig with GMC4x4.com, the site for GMC and Chevy truck enthusiasts. Today, as part of our upgrade video series, we're going to show you guys how to upgrade the rear axle breather tube. This is a very simple procedure, one of the least expensive you can do, and certainly the most valuable for those of us that play in the deep mud, snow, and just about anywhere where water is going to get above the breather tube vents that Chevy installed. So this particular axle is a 14 bolt 6 lug. It's underneath a 1999 Chevy Tahoe, and you can see here this is where the breather tube comes out, and on the OEM application it terminates just about up there. So what that means is if you ever submerge your truck higher than this point, which many of us do, there's a good chance that the fluid, or really that water, mud, and sand, is going to come down into your axle. Now, the way the breather tube actually works is that when your axle gets hot, it allows the gases to expand and come up out of that vent tube. Now, conversely, if you're about to do a water crossing, jump into the mud, what happens is this axle instantly becomes cool. And then what happens is it draws all of that air and then anything else around it back into the axle. If it's just air, not a problem. But if it's water or anything else, what it's going to do is mix with all of your lubricants inside this axle, and it's eventually going to wear down those lubricants, which will eventually lead to damage to this axle. So what I'm going to show you guys today is how to extend that breather tube. So instead of it terminating right there, it's actually going to terminate right up in here, higher than the fill neck on your gas tank. Also, on GMC4x4.com, we actually sell kits for extending your breather tube or a complete breather tube with OEM vent for not only your rear axle, but also your front differential, your transfer case, and your transmission. So check out the site for more information. This video will also be posted there, plus user comments and reviews. So check us out. What I'm going to do now to get us started is in the next video, I'll swing over and I'll show you the components that are going to come with this kit, so stay tuned. Alright, so before we dig into this truck, let's go over first the parts that you're going to need to complete this modification, and then also the tools you're going to need to install everything. One of the nice aspects of this, of extending your breather tubes, it's really light and friendly on the wallet. Also, before you go out and either purchase one of our kits or go and build your own, measure your rear breather tube because it changes across makes, models, and years. These are by far the two most common, almost across all US-made trucks. This is for 3/8 inch tubing. This you're going to find across a 1/4 inch or 5/32. Again, I recommend measuring your own tubes, but if you've got one of these two, 3/8 and then 1/4 inch or 5/32, it's a pretty good indicator of what size tubing you're going to need. So let's go forward with what we include in our kits, and then also what you're going to need. I highly recommend you go with this good 3/8 inch flexible fuel line. 3/8 inch is by far the most common across the rear axles. It's also what this Tahoe makes, so we're going to use this as the example. This is the lighter stuff here, 1/4 inch, and then this is 5/32. Tends to be more common in the newer vehicles, but all good tubing. But start with this, made in the USA. Flexible fuel line is nice because it's resistant to the fumes that are coming off your axle. It's also great in extreme hot and cold, and it will definitely last the life of your vehicle if you install this stuff. Spend a few extra bucks, go with the flexible fuel line. I don't recommend going with vinyl. It cracks. It doesn't do as well with vapors. It kinks, as you can see, so don't use this stuff, but I brought it out as an example to show you guys. What you're going to need to complete this install is these hose clamps. This one is the worm gear driven one. It's nice because it's a nice even pressure all the way around when you tighten it. It also doesn't loosen up over time. Spend a few extra bucks, get the stainless steel versions. That's what we include, and they'll certainly last quite a long time. Also, this is a brass and barbed coupler. Don't get plastic. It doesn't last nearly as long as these nice brass ones, which are also resistant to fumes. You know, the idea is that once you install this kit, you never have to maintenance it or remove it and put a new one in. So spend a few extra bucks, go for brass. Also, with the theme of stainless steel hardware, you're going to need 2 of these stainless steel washers. I recommend you also get a stainless steel lock washer, which is this right here. And then I also like these. These are stainless steel nuts, and they have nylon threaded inserts, so it's pretty much guaranteed with this. And then this lock washer, this setup is never going to back off once you install it. Also, go with the stainless steel screw. This is a pan head version. What's nice is when you remove your gas cap, you don't have to worry about a big head bumping into the cap. So I personally prefer pan heads. 2 zip ties. Mountable ones are nice so that if you actually want to mount the hose to the body a little more securely, you can zip it right through there. The tools you're going to need. Electrical tape, some type of blade or knife. It's good to have measuring tape. Flathead screwdriver if you're going with a pan head or socket. Some type of plier. A light because it's dark out. And then of course a drill, and I'll show you why in a few minutes. So that's what you're going to need with regards to parts and tools. Next I'm going to show you guys how we start mocking up the truck. So stay tuned. Alright, so the first part of prep work we're going to do on this truck is actually drilling a hole. As you can see, I've already drilled it. It's about 1 inch inward from this piece of plastic here. Just drill that small hole. You don't have to worry about hitting the body. The body is definitely over 1 inch away from that point, so you don't have to worry about drilling in there. It's probably about 1.5 inches. And one of the unique parts of this install is that most guys are putting their breather vents right here. It comes from the inside of the body, hangs out right there. What I'm going to show you guys right now is how to get about an extra 5.5 inches higher than that. So most folks don't realize that this is all hollow right here. So why stop with your vent right here when you can actually mount it right up here? And that extra 5.5 inches, I promise you, could be huge. It could be the difference between swamping your axle or not, because even though these vent tubes are great, if you have a hot axle and hit cold water, there's no doubt that this tube or this vent cap right here does not seal perfectly, and it'll still come down here. So that extra 5.5 inches, spend the extra time and work on getting it. So this is where the stainless steel hardware comes in. You're going to put it in right about there. And this is just an example piece right here. I've just cut it up to show you. But mount your bracket. At least for the Chevy Tahoe, it may differ for pickups in some of the other trucks. But this is about 5.5 inches. So measure from the top of this to your vent cap. About 5.5 inches worked well for this truck. But again, measure it. It's pretty easy to figure out. You just take the tube from underneath here, go underneath your truck, stick it up into this cavity, and when it stops, then you know you're done. Just make sure you don't press this top part into the steel. You want to leave at least some little wiggle room. So what I'm going to show you guys next is how we're going to mount this. It's essentially going to sit just like this, but on the inside of the truck. I'll show you guys how to mount it and take it from there. Stay tuned. Alright, so now that we've started working on our truck, it's going to be time to start fabricating our lines. So this is the Chevy OEM line. I cut it off the truck just for an example purposes. Do not cut your line unless it's been damaged. So again, preserve your line, assume this is on the truck right now. So this is the OEM bracket, it's metal, simply expand it, it'll come right off the line. This is can be rusted through, it can be pretty brittle, so when you do take it off, be careful not to crack it. Also this tab right here, bend it down as flat as possible or remove it. You want this for clearance purposes later. So again, take the tab and remove it or bend it down. Next step is going to be getting this vent out. In many cases they are going to be stuck in there. What I recommend is, here's where you take your pliers. You're going to want to work on the base of the cap right there. So, like that. Twist it back and forth, and it'll come right out. If you've got the smaller 5/32 line, which looks like this, just take it, a little bit of a twist, it'll come out. So next, we got to start fabricating our lines. So you're going to assume this is the part still stuck on the truck. Here's your extension line here. If you're working with one of our kits, this has already been pre-cut for you, so you're in luck. I've already, off camera, taped this. I highly recommend you put a piece of electrical tape around there. That'll help protect the rubber from splitting over time, and also from this stainless steel clamp. So put the stainless steel clamp over it like that. This is your brass barbed coupler. On video I'm just keeping it to there, but make sure you work yours to this all the way down there. So tighten this, and then you're going to move forward with, this is still just your extension line at this point because you're still connected to the truck. This line is also, I've already put electrical tape around there. Get your stainless steel hose clamp, and then this is your 3/8 inch vent. Stick it in there like that. Then, of course, tighten this with either a flathead or a socket, and then you're going to be ready to go to move to the truck. So you can crawl underneath your truck at this point, and this is your existing line. You're going to want to have tape around it, so I'll show you what I do here. This tape again is just to protect the line from the hose clamp, and then certainly from splitting over time. So take that, take your stainless steel clamp. Again, this is connected to the truck, and you're just going to thread it through right there. And your goal is you want these two pieces of rubber to pretty much touch each other. And there's absolutely no way after you get to that point that these will ever pull apart. So now that these lines are fabricated, I'm going to show you guys how we're going to connect everything. And of course, don't forget, or one more thing, this is your OEM bracket. Put it on there like so. And for the Tahoe, it's about 5 inches from the top of the cap to here, which is the size of that cavity. But again, for your truck, you know, measure it, and just so you can make sure you get the optimal length above your gasoline filler. But now we're going to be ready to move forward. I'll show you guys how to mount it on the truck. Stay tuned. All right, now that everything's been mounted up, this is that stainless steel screw going through the black plastic here. That OEM mounting bracket that I showed you guys before is on the back side, as it's held in with that nut back there and the washers. Now our vent tube is actually terminating right about here, which is quite a bit higher than the OEM vent, and about 5-6 inches higher than where most guys are running it. When you do finally mount this solution, this black line here, that's the extension of the vent. Keep it close to the body. You can use those mountable zip ties, and you know, just run it up through here. That's where the big cavity is on the Tahoe and Suburbans. You'll see too, when I ran the line, I built a loop into all of my lines. This is to catch any extra fluid should you swamp the vent. It's a little extra insurance, and it may just be enough to hold the water should you swamp it, to keep it from going down through here. Also, when your vent needs to breathe, it can certainly still push the gases up and out of this vent, even if there's some water in there, but it'll eventually evaporate. When you do zip tie this, zip tie it at angles, as you can see I've done right here. That'll help keep the loop in place. Also, tuck it in near the frame. It's behind all these frame brackets. Comes out here, protected the whole time. And then this is the new joint here. That's that coupler. The stainless steel screws have been tightened down on lines that haven't been cut, like this one was before, to show you guys the example. It'll terminate, it'll actually join right about here. For you guys running pickups, your actual filler neck is forward. So when you run this line, instead of it running backwards like I've done on this Tahoe, you could use it on the Suburbans and I believe the Blazers as well. Run it forward between the gas tank and the body. There's more than enough space there. So I hope this video was informative for you guys. I hope you learned a lot. I hope this helps you out for anyone looking to perform this modification. We've also got 3 other videos, both on the front, or all 3 on the front differential, transfer case, and transmission. So if you're interested how to do that mod as well, or you're also interested to purchase one of our pre-cut kits, go to www.gmc4x4.com. Meet some of the guys on the site. Feel free to comment and learn a little bit more about these trucks. So look forward to seeing you guys on the trail. Have a great day.